It's that time of year again, isn't it? No, it's not hunting season. It's setup season. Now we're gonna skip the tree stands for right now, but we're gonna discuss ground blinds. Ground blind setup and everything you need to know. The first thing you need, obviously, is a good ground blind like this double bowl. I've had it for years. It's rugged and tough. The next thing, well, bring your chair along and put it in your ground blind so it's there and ready to go. A third thing that I like is a nice big piece of carpet that I can put on the ground. If your ground blind doesn't have a floor in it, this makes the grass, leaves, everything a little quieter if you got to kneel or move around in your ground blind. Now I also stash a decoy in there. This setup, obviously we're in the wide open. I'm getting ready to go put out for antelope. Sometimes an antelope sighting the decoy by the water hole will attract others in. Now, if your blind is going to be set up on a field edge or on a field or in the grand wide open like this, I suggest some heavy stakes. Yeah, throw those little ones away that come with the blind. They're going to just pull out after the first rain. Out here, a lot of times I like to use steel fence posts, pound them in with a fence post pounder. And if nothing else, just go to some heavy steel rod, rebar, anything you can find that'll drive into the ground at least the length or longer of those flimsy stakes that come with it. Now, do you want to maybe hear a few more tips? Well, watch this video, and it ends with a great hunt. I decided that the next morning we were going to get up super early, take the blind, and go to the very prime spot. Odds were that that person, whoever it be, at that water hole, likely would have got a pronghorn on the first day. Sure enough, when I pulled up on the ridge, glassed down to that spot about a mile or so away, no blind was present. Okay, that's important when you're setting up these blinds to scout it and make sure you know where the antelope are watering, because they're just like deer, cattle, anything. They've got a certain spot they want to go to. And one thing you'll notice on these muddy water holes like this is the more mud or mud flat that they got to walk across, the less they're using it. And I'm going to show you back here, and that's exactly what I think's going on. But as you can see back in this dry corner, they get less and less usage because it takes them further and further. Look at this. It takes them further to get out into there, and they get stuck in there, just like the cattle aren't in here as much because their weight pushes them down into that mud. They don't like it. Back there, they take 2 steps, they're in the water. Here, they had to take 4, 5, 6 steps, and they're in the mud. So we set up for the high percentage place to water. Now you wait. They'll always throw you, and there'll be one come in down there, but if he does, we still got shots. We can cover this whole water hole easily in archery range.
We can open that other window too if we have to.
Flip open the other window. Get your ball up, get your ball up. Watch it, that one's close, he's right. That's exactly what happened. 2 bucks started coming in. One kind of surprised us. Out of the blue, he came at an angle where we couldn't really see, and he was at the water that quick. But no worries, that's not the one we were after. Once we saw that one, we looked out, and here comes a bigger buck. This buck was on a mission. He was just coming straight in, plodding along. He'd stop every so often and look, but the other buck was working great as a decoy. It was luring him in, just like stink bait lures a catfish in. Well, when this buck got in close, I knew things were gonna happen, but they weren't gonna happen the right way. The buck decided, instead of going to the prime spot, you know, the speedy lane, the lane everyone wants to get into to get their order fast at McDonald's, he went over to the slow lane. He's gonna try and drink on this end. The plan was falling apart fast. And I knew that if we were gonna get a shot, we'd have to reopen another window. Of course, all this chaos going on is kind of scary because we're not sure if that antelope's gonna hear. 33. Oh, he's taking off again. Let up. That buck jumped out of the mud, dashed just a few yards, stopped, looked around, but he was doing the lip smacking thing, so I knew he was still thirsty. Roll your bow over my back so I can be on this side range for you. There you go. Can you get the shot there? Yeah. Okay, he's coming in, hang in. I can't believe he's gonna water in that mud.
That buck come right in, and he did one step better. He went completely broadside at the pond, and Cole had a great standing shot. I called off the yardage.
33, shooting for 30. Get on him right now. Hit him. Oh man, what a dandy. Look at that, pull him out of there. There we go. That's a nice pronghorn.